Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Absolutely not the weather to be outside today. What a wet old day. However, we've been crying out for this, haven't we? Right then, so we've got an indoors job today. We're on the 1390 and what we're doing is rolling a bit of barley. So what that involves is, this is my own barley that I've grown, harvested on my own fields. There's one of my fields out there in the wetness. And what I do is take this and I roll it and I turn it into this. So the reason for doing that is that gives the animals that eat it, cattle in this instance, better digestion. So if we were to feed them this, it is likely that it would go straight through them without digesting them. Whereas this, they digest it, and this white stuff inside is the goodness, that is the flour effectively. That's where the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals and the whatever else is. So that's the good thing that they need. So what do? This is the roller mill. Let me show you how it works. So this is a tractor-driven, PTO-driven Bamfords of Uttoxeter OC3 roller mill. Now, there were loads of these about in the day. A lot of them were electric motor-driven, so there'd be an electric motor sitting around here, driving to a pulley on there. However, this is a PTO one. Comes on a little stand, mounted, so you can put a bucket underneath. So the way it works is we've got a hopper, and if you look down into the hopper, we've got a shutter, and this bit here is one of the rollers. There is the other roller. There's that roller there. Look how nice and shiny it is. They are pretty worn. There's meant to be little grooves in them, but this has done quite a bit of work, I would imagine, over the years, so it is pretty worn. It still does a good enough job on barley, but it is a bit of a steady old job. So we wind both rollers together with this handle here. There's the lock. So we wind the rollers together until there is pressure on them. So this under here is the driving roller, and this is driven off the other one by friction. We drop the barley in here, and we've got a little shutter on here that controls the feed through the roller. The barley works its way through. It is crushed in between the rollers, and then it lands in the bucket. Admittedly, most of it, lands in the bucket. I then take the bucket and I chuck it in a tote bag, and then this is sold and fed to mainly beef cattle. If I'm honest, it's a slow, dusty, horrible old job. However, where I win, I feel, is rather than selling this stuff, which is just feed barley for whatever it is today, and it's not enough, is it? As we all know, this stuff isn't valuable enough. I could get a little bit of a premium by selling it as their old stuff in tote bags to friends and customers in the locality. This time of year, when I've got a trailer full of barley, I will roll it and sell it. I'll do this about once a fortnight, once every 3 weeks, and generally whatever fits goes on the roller mill. Today we've got the 1390 on it. So this is one of my favourite little tractors. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace a couple of 3 years ago. You'll notice that, just open the door, it is quite a rare one. Purists will know that there's no synchromesh levers down there, but there is a Hydroshift lever there. It's one of 390 odd Hydroshift David Brown 1390s that were made. It's one towards the very end, before the David Brown name disappeared off the bonnet altogether. It is a real handy little tractor. However, we have got some problems with the Hydroshift, and that is a winter project. I'm sure I'll show you a bit of that as we get there. It has lived its life down in Cambridgeshire. I'm told it had been on a vegetable farm. I can imagine it has, from the condition of the thing. I don't think it's seen much cow muck and much scraping out. And it's a real handy, real nice little tractor. In that cab is not a bad place to spend its day. You can see how dusty this rolling job is by the dust that's on the windscreens and stuff. See that cobweb there that's covered in dust? Should have cleaned that off really, but there we are. Yeah, so real handy, part of the fleet, very much liked, real tidy little tractor, goes very well, other than a Hydroshift problem that we've got, that no doubt will cure over winter. Right, that'll do for today. Brilliant. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the little tour of the roller mill and the spring barley being rolled and turned into cattle feed. So thank you all ever so much for watching, and with a bit of luck, I'll do a video in the not too distant future. Lovely. Have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye.